From WTVG Toledo, Bridges, with your host, Donnie Miller, connecting our community with information about issues and opportunities.
Hey, good Sunday morning and welcome to Bridges. My name is Donnie. I'm so glad to have you with us today. Now, for those of you who thought we were going to talk about politics today, I'm sorry, we're not. I'd like to, we're going to, but I thought that what we are presenting to you today was important enough to interrupt that political discussion that everybody seems to be having on every single show that you turn into. We are talking to representatives from Focus. We are talking about the wonderful work that Focus does and a fabulous fundraiser that's coming up that we need to tell you about right now. So we've got them with us to talk about it. We have Kyle Grief. Kyle's been with us before. She's the executive director of Focus. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I love those glasses. Those are pretty snazzy for an exec kind of person. Those are really good. And Catherine Robinson, who is the development specialist at Focus. And this is all about you, isn't it, girl? You were pulling together this wonderful wonderful project that was sponsored by O Magazine, which is phenomenal in and of itself. So congratulations for snagging that. Before you tell us, though, about the fundraiser, could you guys spend a couple of minutes talking to us about Focus?
Sure.
This is what we know about Focus so far, that you work to end homelessness by promoting dignity, hope, and independence, and that you offer housing, lifestyle, and skills training in an effort to help people move out of homelessness. We get that right?
You did.
All right.
Great job.
Thanks.
So Focus does exactly what you said. We have most of our referrals coming to us out of the emergency shelter system. Most of the people we serve are families. Most of the times their homelessness is a result of underemployment or some crisis that has impacted them. Eviction is certainly a big issue. And these folks come to us, again, out of the emergency shelter system. What we do at Focus is find them housing as a first step in our program. So we have a housing placement team that is out in the community working with landlords, finding very reasonable and affordable and safe units for these families. And then the families sign the lease with the landlord. And then our work begins in terms of providing them rent subsidy while they really get themselves back on their feet.
All right. And how long have you guys been around? 30 years?
30 years.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's necessary to do fundraising in order to support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We always have a shortfall. Our government grants can never give us enough money to do all the things that we want to do for families. And so Catherine is on the team that helps us get all the extra money we need to do all these special things for our families.
Wow, so tell me about this fundraiser.
Okay, well, let me start. I got to give you a little bit of background first.
All right.
You know, the thing that encouraged me to even consider any kind of a contest, I was working on a grant-funded project. The project ended, but during the tail end of the program, I had the opportunity to actually get back in the trenches, so to speak. That's what social workers call going in the field and working face-to-face with clients. And I met some amazing people, and it really just excited me that, oh my goodness, the need is so great, because oftentimes when you get into more management, you get a little removed from the people and what they're going through. So I had the opportunity to look, you know, women, children, folks who were laid off, in shelters, look them in the eyes and hear their stories. So I kind of moved that compassion in me to say, okay, I don't have necessarily the resources, but what can I do? And I would work late nights and I would see Kyle, and I always tell Kyle, you know, she's like, I really just respect what she does, because she really ensures that every family that we touch get that dignity. And the dignity starts in the home, you know?
Is it time for her evaluation?
Yeah, always. All right.
I figured that. And that was pretty obvious, but keep on going. I got you.
No,
We understand.
I always tell Kyle, I always, you know, give her honor, because she really does an amazing job. And it's, you know, it's not easy work being the head of a nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade places at all. So I was working, one story in particular really touched my heart. It's a woman who I befriended. She's 96 years old at the time that we met her, and she was homeless. And I met her at a shelter, and that just totally was such a profound experience for me, because I would not have, because most of the people that we deal with are young moms, children, maybe middle-aged adults, single.
You're right. Nobody thinks about people who are in their 90s being in a shelter.
Absolutely.
Nobody. And her story, as I recall it, was particularly difficult because there was family that was family were not being responsible.
Absolutely. So it was a dynamic that it was new to me. You know,
Yeah.
just the elder abuse is pretty much what it was. She had been brought to the Toledo area by a son, and through a series of life events, he made some bad choices. He ended up being incarcerated, which left her in a unit without heating, without electricity, alone. 2 days after he was incarcerated, the landlord shows up, asking her to leave the premises.
96 years old.
96 years old. So, and it was, I just get a little chills just to think about it. And when she tells me a story, she said, all I had was a trunk. And she said, I put everything I can get into the trunk. And my neighbor across the street saw what was going on, and he stepped up and said, you know, I can take you to a shelter. I know of a shelter in the neighborhood. And that's what he did. And that's how
So
he
she
ended
was
her.
actually being evicted with nowhere to go at that point.
No. Right. And the son was incarcerated. So she had no family here. That was her support system. You know, so some, mishandling of funds and, things just got out of control. And so she found herself in a very desperate situation.
Okay.
And that's when she...
And that inspired you to do?
That inspired me to consider, I'm an Oprah Winfrey fan. And I get the magazine, so it was a June issue of Old Magazine, and I read through it, cover to cover. And I saw an advertisement that said, 100 women, 100 shoes challenge. So I started to read it, and it talked about, do you care about people? Would you like to make a change in your community? We can help you to do that. Oprah Winfrey Magazine and Crocs partnered to make this happen. So what you had to do is you had to submit an entry and a story, explain why you chose this charity, what's your favorite charity. And I chose Focus because I love Focus. And I said, oh, it's a great job. Maybe, but again, it's like doing a lottery.
Right. How do you know? Right.
Yeah, I'm a cast it, but you don't know.
You're not sure.
You're
right.
not sure. So I didn't even.
But you got picked.
I got picked. Lo and behold, I got picked. I hadn't even mentioned it to Kyle because it was such a shot in the
A
dark.
long shot, and you got picked. Did you use Miss Allen's story? Or the story was about Focus?
The story was about the services that Focus provides.
Okay.
And what I would do if I were awarded those 100 shoes, because the 100 shoes was to be used to raise money.
So what are you going to do now that you...
So what I presented to them was, I said, well, I wanted to keep it low budget because, it costs money to do an event. I wanted it to be, primarily online. So, because people are so busy, I want people to have easy access to it and to be able to give and feel good about giving and make it easy for folks to give. So I developed what we call the No Place Like Home. The No Place Like Home theme is a theme that's kind of been, traveling through our fundraising. So I thought, that's great. No Place Like Home, Croc-a-thon. And the whole intent is really to bring communities together. I tell you, in just sharing the story, I frequent the Black Kite Coffee and Pies, which is on Collingwood in Delaware.
Right.
And just talking to the owner, Christian, and telling her about this contest I won, and I got to do a little kickoff event, And she says, she invited me to have it at her shop. So
What exactly is the event, though, Catherine?
It's a fundraiser. It's a Croc-a-thon. It's pastries. It's a pre-lunch event where you just come, you get your Crocs. There's going to be like a dancing and some fun because I have to document the event because it has to be sent to the sponsors.
So people are invited to come to the Black Kite. They would buy their Crocs.
They would make a donation.
They'd make a donation.
They make a donation of $50 or more. So that was the condition of the entry that I submitted. And in exchange for their donation, they would receive a pair of pumpkin Crocs or black Crocs. And hear about Focus, because part of my role is educating people about Focus. They've been around for 30 years, but you would be surprised.
So Crocs and Oprah are giving you the 100 pairs of Crocs.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
fabulous.
As a matter of fact, Donnie, I have some for you.
You know what?
I do. I know.
But you know what? These look like used shoes.
They're not. They're not.
These are beautiful.
Look at the bottoms.
Look at these.
Look at those. And they're so comfortable.
Look at my Crocs.
And they're so comfortable. They really are.
These are wonderful. Do I really get to keep these, or are you going to give
get to
these?
keep 'em.
I'm
You
going
really
to have to
do.
give them back to you after the show.
No, you
They're
get
great
to keep
for
them.
getting the paper in the morning or,
These
gardening.
are wonderful. So look at what you get if you go to, where are we? There we are. Here we are. Here we are. Look at what you get if you go to the Croc-a-thon.
Right. Or you can also email me because we're going to have
These
this.
are fabulous.
This
These are
Croc-a-thon.
really comfortable shoes, and
Aren't
these
they?
cost more than $50
Yeah.
generally.
Yes. Crocs,
They do.
They're costly.
For the BGSU fan in your life, There, it's the color.
Yeah, look,
There you
it's a
go.
color.
Yeah.
For those of you who love pumpkins, it's the color.
That's
The
right.
color.
Yeah, so what a fabulous event. So, and the proceeds go back to supporting Focus.
Exactly.
Right. So tell me, like, when does this start and how long does it go?
Well, the kickoff is actually today. It's a 1-hour pre-lunch event at the Black Kite Coffees and Pies, and folks are going to come, don their Crocs.
Actually, the kickoff is on Friday.
Friday.
Right. We're airing. We're taping on Friday, showing on Sunday. So the kickoff is on Friday. Right.
Right. Not
But it goes for the whole week.
the 16th, Friday, November the 16th, and it's going to go on until we get rid of all the Crocs. So if folks are
Okay.
interested, they would need to email me, and then I would send them the directions on how they could support the cause.
Okay, and I'm going to give you Catherine's email in just a moment. But you know what? We have a picture I want to divert from this conversation for just a second. And Mark, if we could get that picture up of Mrs. Allen, I want to show you what she looks like now after the intervention. Look at this. Look at this. This is the 96th.
97th birthday.
It's her 97th birthday. This is the young woman who was being evicted from her home, and Focus stepped in, and she now has her own apartment.
She has her own apartment. She lives independently. She does very well. So she just needed some case coordination, which is the heart of what Focus does, is the coordinating the cases, getting them to the services that they need, linking them to the right programs. And that's what we did, and she's doing wonderfully now.
That is fabulous. And so if you take a look at Mrs. Allen, you get a really good sense of how Focus assists folks who are going through tragedy, and this was a significantly difficult situation for this 96-year-old woman
Absolutely.
at this time. And all of the money from this event goes again to help those folks who
Exactly.
need.
And they can make a donation during the Croc-a-thon. We're going to do it until they're all the Crocs are gone. But you can make a donation of any amount. It could be $5, it could be $10, because everyone's needs to give is different.
So Catherine, we're going to give them your contact information. But are there regular hours at Black Kite?
Yes. Black Kite is open from 6 until 10 p.m.
But for the Croc-a-thon?
For the Croc-a-thon, it's a 1-hour deal.
Okay.
So it's on the 16th of November. So it will have already happened by the time.
But you have the whole week to drop in, to contact you.
Not at the Black
to
Kite, they
get
contact me at Focus.
at Focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Black
got
Kite
it.
is just hosting the kickoff event.
I got it.
Yep,
now.
they're hosting the kickoff
So
event.
the Black Kite event, don't worry about it. It's already done by the time you're seeing us. But call Catherine. She'll tell you how to get in touch with her and get these Crocs and donate to this wonderful organization, Focus. We're going to give her. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Brian. There's Catherine's information. That's how you contact her. That's the phone number there, email and phone number. Come on, this is a fabulous, fabulous event. Really important. Do it for Mrs. Allen and for all the folks in the community who are suffering from the difficulties of being homeless. And look, you get these beautiful shoes in addition.
And you
to
get to
that.
get photographs, because I want to take photographs of everyone who picks up the Crocs. To get a
Yeah,
picture.
so you'll get a photograph and a pair of Crocs. Can't beat that.
Happy feet.
Happy feet. We got to go away. We got to go away for just a second, but don't you go anywhere. We will be right back. Please sit.